What's going on, guys? It's Ryan from Ryan and Crystal's Reviews, back today with another Hot Toys unboxing and review. And today we are checking out the 1/6 scale, the Mandalorian and the Child from the Mandalorian. This is TMS 015. This is the deluxe version. So there's a few extra pieces with this guy, and I can't wait to get this guy out, get him unboxed, and let's take a closer look at this figure. Okay, so here is the Mandalorian in his box, and you can see here on the front, there he is. There's the Child. Got this nice banner that runs around the side of the box. It's really cool there. Obviously, that's the figure. It says Star Wars, the Mandalorian, and the Child Deluxe version. We get him again here on the side, and then we get a little bit more of that rifle there on that side. So you can see there's that. Get the normal Star Wars logo on the bottom. Get the Star Wars logo on the top. Flip it around here for the legal information, stuff like that. As you can see, it says the Mandalorian, the Child Deluxe version, TMS 015. And let's go ahead and pop off the cover here. Get this out of the way. And of course, that very cool scene with Mando reaching out for the child. That's really cool there. See that there? That's really cool. Let's get that out of the way. All right, so here he is in the box. You see he comes with a bunch of different stuff. As I said, this is the deluxe version. A lot of stuff with this guy. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way so we can get him out of the clamshell. We'll take a look at these in further detail and we get to the accessories part of the video, which is coming up here in just a second. So there are multiple layers to this, but let's just, for now, let's just get this out of here. Let's get the top, and let's just get him out of the box. Oh, so you get two different child figures you can see here. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I thought we just got the one. So here is Mando. You got the Beskar armor. This is the later in season 1. Not much later, but later in season 1 when he gets his Beskar armor. There's no insignia there. I was expecting that, but that's okay. So you can see, pretty cool. We got the cape here. The cape feels really, really nice. Got the little tear in it there. That's really cool. And let's get all the accessories out and let's take a closer look at all the accessories for Mando. All right, so here we have all the accessories, and I will say this took me a long time to unpackage because he has so many accessories. This is the deluxe version, so he comes with just basically everything you could want for your season 1 Beskar Mando. Just starting over here, let's take a look at the rifle. This thing is really cool here, and then there's even a way to holster it on over his shoulder, which is pretty awesome. And you'll see later when we look at the body himself, itself rather. The calf armor and the shoulder armor, the little pieces can be taken out and put in the rifle, which is a really cool touch. So you can see here the end of it. It looks really, really awesome there. I mean, this thing is just awesome as can be. This scope is detachable, so you can take this off. You can have him holding it. Just really, really cool piece. You can see the weathering effect on there. Really awesome. I mean, you can't get much better than that when it comes to a weapon and a rifle. It's just really cool. So then this is one of the fire effects for his wrist. Really, really nice. It only gets one. I said one of the, but it's only one. So this is really cool. He always uses that. You know, he shoots out the fire out of his wrist there. These two fire effects are for the bottom of the jetpack. I just pop in here like so, and then you get that effect of him taking off, which is really cool. Now this jetpack is awesome. This thing is magnetic to the back. As you can see, the detail on this is out freaking standing. I mean, this is really, I mean, the accessories alone on this figure are completely worth the price of admission. Now, I did say in the intro that I was disappointed we didn't get a shoulder with his insignia, and lo and behold, there it is in the box, waiting to be put on. I believe this is also magnetic. Actually, it's Velcro, excuse me. There's Velcro in here, so that is Velcro. It's really cool. And you get this really, really cool smoke effects to put in on his wrist for the, those little, I forget what they called them, what the armorer calls them, when he shoots out those little, what was it, winged birds or something like that along those lines. So that's to give that effect. And then we've got, since we're on that subject, we've got this little piece that goes on his wrist. That's the when they're ready to shoot out. So there's a lot of different posability options here for Mando. Let's take a look at the hands now. These hands are really, really cool. So great detail on that. It's got that weathering effect. This is a just as a gun hand here. You can see the gloves. Looks really cool. That two-tone, really, really nice there. So you get, including the two that are already on the figure, you get a closed fist pair of hands. So there's that one there. Really, really nice. And then you get trigger hands for both the left and right. And then you get this hand, which I guess is to hold probably the Beskar. Would probably be a good thing to put in that one. So moving on here, we get his what would we call this? I forget what he calls, what this is called. This is kind of his retrieving line that he shoots out, and you know, wraps people up, and he holds them down while he can take care of business. So this is a piece that goes on his helmet. So the helmet has a piece that's interchangeable, and you can throw this on the side of his helmet. It's kind of like his little scope right there. That's pretty cool. And you get the tracking fob for, obviously in season 1, everyone was tracking the child. So this is the tracking fob. Get it to focus there. It's really cool. It does not light up, but it's still a really cool piece to have. Nice touch that Hot Toys did there. You also get a detonator, which is really cool. So both these pieces can be put on the belt, his utility belt, and used that way for posing. So this is the necklace that Grogu wears in season 1, and you can actually put this on Grogu. I believe you can put it on this one, I believe. I don't think this one's head pops off. You got to pop the head off him, slide this over the top, pop the head back on. So that's really cool. It's a nice touch that they added that. You get a knife. A bounty hunter would not be complete without at least one blade. Really, really cool piece here. The weathering effect on this is just top notch. It's really, really awesome there. And of course, his weapon, probably his weapon of choice, the blaster. Looks really, really smooth. I mean, it's, you know, movie accurate or TV accurate as you could get. Really awesome piece here. You can see the details on that. It's just unbelievable how good that is. Like I said, these accessories are worth the figure alone. Just the figure itself. You get all these accessories with it. It's worth the price. So this, I believe this one comes with the deluxe version. This is like a hologram version of Mando. You could have a figure holding it in their hand, stuff like that. I don't really remember in season 1 where this was shown, but it could be a nice piece to put with the armor if you do get the armor, which I have pre-ordered the armor and looking forward to posing these two together and seeing what we can do with those. So you get one piece of Beskar that's by itself. It's really cool. You get that insignia there, which I don't think is the right insignia, but nonetheless, still really cool. And then you get a stack of Beskar, and this piece is magnetic, so it can come off like that. So you get there's probably 15 pieces there, and you get this for the for this guy. So this one actually has LED light up feature. I'll have to check in the instructions on how to install the batteries, but these pieces slide out, and you can display it with it open like that. Let's see if we can get them all off so we can take maybe a better look inside. I don't want to I definitely don't want to break anything here because they are a little tricky. Anytime you're dealing with these figures and plastic hinges, I always get a little bit nervous. But there is the bounty holder for the Beskar coins, or ingots, however you pronounce that. And then this just slide right on there, just like that. And then it has an LED, like I said, it has an LED light up feature. I think it has something to do with this right here. I think that's where you, yeah. You got to take this whole piece off right here, I believe, to get that. I'm not going to do it now, but to get the batteries in that, and then that'll light up and pop, and that'll look really cool. I may do that. I don't normally mess with batteries on these figures just because the batteries usually last like 5 minutes. And then you spend all that time putting the batteries in, and then boom, the batteries go out, and then you got to turn around and take them back out because you don't want to leave them in there in case they start corroding, stuff like that. So it is what it is. So here is the child as we knew him in season 1. So this figure is pretty stationary. He's got his little feet there. The arms and the hands, they don't have any kind of articulation to them. His head will look up and go side to side, which is pretty cool. And then of course, to put that necklace on, you can pop the head off and pop the necklace on. And then with the deluxe version, you get this version, which is him in the in his, we'll just say his crib. So you can see there, you get this nice felt piece back here that is removable, and he is just magnetically attached in there. So this piece, you can kind of tuck that piece in there as like a blanket, and then he just pops in there magnetically. His head moves, so you could probably take this piece off too then. His hands don't move, and then of course he doesn't have any feet. But if you want to put the necklace on this figure, you probably could, because the hands will move, or the head will move, so it's got a ball joint there. And then this is the piece that goes on top for it to have it completely covered up. So let's check out this base. So this base comes in 2 pieces. So you got this piece here, which is the side piece for Grogu. So this little rock pops off, and then you install this into here, and then this installs in the bottom of the carrying crib, whatever you want to call that. This is not magnetic. It just kind of sets up against it. And then the base here, which is really nice, it's got that sand style dirt texture, and of course Star Wars The Mandalorian. And then it's got feet print here, which I've had a couple Star Wars figures in the past, and it seems like the bases, some of the bases, especially with these dirt style bases, have footprints in them, which is kind of cool, but at the same time it's not, because you're somewhat limited in putting your figure in that position. So that's kind of annoying. But what I did like about this is that they included a dynamic stand, so you could actually get Mando kind of flying through the air with his jetpack if need be, which is really cool, because normally when you get a figure like this, you get the traditional crotch grabber, and that's all you get. So you either got to use a modified base or something along those lines to try to get a little more action, stuff like that. So let's get the figure out here, and let's take a closer look at the Mando figure. All right, so here is Mando on the turntable. Just a straight up and down museum pose, pretty simple. Nothing too crazy there. I mean, this figure is just freaking cool, man. I mean, for real, this figure is awesome. This is easily one of my favorite figures that I've gotten so far. I mean, I'm blown away by it. I'm blown away by the accessories. I'm blown away by the figure. I mean, this is a home run slam dunk, and it's really, really cool. So as you can see here, the cape, I mean, this fabric on this cape is phenomenal. And you got his different weapons here on the gauntlets. And I mean, we're going to scoot in here a little bit and get real up and close and personal here. So take him off the turntable, as you can see here. Let me get some good lighting here. Let's angle this down just a little bit so we can see him. All right, so you can see here, I mean, the helmet is just beautiful. I mean, that's exactly what you want. Now, obviously, season 1, we did see his face at that one point there towards the end, but they did not include a head sculpt with this, so there's no head sculpt. You can get the head sculpt with the season 2 armor if you wish, and that's from what I've heard or from what I've seen, it's really, really cool also. But this is really awesome, so you can get him to look pretty far up, go all the way that way, go all that way, and he'll actually go all the way around because it is just a ball joint. So you get you get about that much articulation on the arm with the shoulder. You can move him forward, move it back. Of course, you get the typical elbow joint there. That's really cool. Hand joint, and you get a little bit of pivot, a little bit up and down, side to side, stuff like that. So same way, this elbow, really cool. So you get to see the front of the Beskar armor here. So not a lot of articulation there. I mean, then you get, it's kind of hard to get him to move, but because of this plate, it's not a heavy plate, but it is light plastic. It reminds me of the Iron Man plates for the chest. When they pop off, it's that same style of that real light, thin plastic. So you can see, look at his belt here. So you can put a detonator right there, and then you get the other side here. Oh, forgot about that little plastic piece there. And the back end, you can see you can holster the rifle that way. And these little guys, like I said, these little guys can come out, and they can be used for, as you can see there, they slide right out, and they can be used for the rifle itself. So there's your leg articulation, double jointed knees to get him in that cool flying pose. Like, this is almost like a flying pose right here. I've got him in. Let's scoot back so you can kind of see it. It's kind of like that. Feet, you get side to side, up and down, and of course these little guys, well, maybe those ones won't. I thought it said that the leg armor, or the leg pieces were able to, the calf pieces is what it says in the instructions, are able to pop out, but those don't really want to move. These will. Those will pop out. So, this is just a really, really cool figure, guys. I mean, this thing is just flat out awesome. Put him back here on the turntable. And I mean, come on, guys. This is a must buy for me. I mean, this was really, really cool. Of course, I love season 1. I've enjoyed the show, watched season 2, and this is really awesome. This is a great figure. It's got a great look to it, very screen accurate. I mean, it's just a phenomenal figure. And if you wanted to get a season 2 figure instead, go right at it and go do it. I mean, those are on pre-order. You can get this guy right now. I just bought him last week, and happy to have him in the collection. I can't wait to get some different poses going with him. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get him out. Let's get him for one final pose here. All right, so here we have the Mandalorian in the final pose. I've just got him posed here with Grogu, with that really cool scene where he reaches out there as he's kind of that moment where he realizes that the kid is more than just a kid or a mission. He realizes he's a little bit more to him, which is a really cool scene. So let me know what y'all think in the comments below. This is a really cool figure. Definitely would recommend buying this figure and picking him up. He's still available on Sideshow. I think he's available on pretty much most websites right now. They've decided to release, I don't know, 4 or 5 different Mandalorians, it seems like. So there's going to be a lot for everyone to have and pick up. This is a great figure. Comes with Grogu. So this is a really cool figure. So appreciate y'all watching the video. Please give us a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.